Hello, dedicated fans. It's me, ya boy, Justy Penis. Today we're doing something a little different. I've played a lot of games in my time, maybe 3 or 4, and I've been doing a lot of research into what people think are the best video games out there. And it breaks my heart to see that all of you are wrong and your opinions are horrible. So I'm here to set things straight and save you from yourselves with a very original video. So get in, loser, we're going shopping for the top 10 video games ever made. I Am Bread, a fun and straightforward game. You are bread, but you want to be hot bread, so you gotta slip, slide, flip and glide your way to anything that emits heat. Preferably a bread heater, avoid obstacles like the filthy floor in the toilet, and there you are, warm. The journey is what makes this game so enjoyable. You inspect your surroundings and decide the most promising route to take. It's a tedious task to complete, but the satisfaction you feel when you finally do is worth it. But the most fulfilling part of this game is the home stretch. Butter me up, buttercup. I'm toast. 10 out of 10. In order to understand the placement of our next entry, we need to take a trip back to the early 2000s and immerse ourselves in the culture of that time. Kylie Minogue made an incredible comeback with her chart-topping single, Spinning Around. The movie Mean Girls encouraged us all to ask the question,
why are you white?
And my parents were most certainly still married, but there was something even better born during this time. Well, not better than my parents' marriage, but nearly. There was a game! The first game I ever played, actually. I remember it like it was 19 years ago. Myself and my family were house sitting for my aunt while she was on holiday. Guess what my aunt had? Yep, Harry Potter on the PlayStation 1. Now I love Harry Potter, but I had no idea what I was doing when I was playing this. I couldn't even read. When you start up the game, it shows you a British, a French, and a German flag with the option to select only one. I didn't understand, so I, clever Justy, played the entire game in German because black, red, and yellow were cool fucking colors. The game loaded up, and there it was, Daniel Radcliffe's gorgeous face. This was a very good game for the console it was released on. It's almost entirely driven by puzzles, but they never become repetitive because of the game's pacing. The vast variety of different locations makes the world seem bigger than it really is. The voice acting was...
If it isn't the famous Harry Potter.
There. The character design was...
Wait till you see the... No. Look at the top of his head.
There as well. Wait, can we talk about this for a second?
I've been doing some reading about Nicholas Flamel, the wizard that Hagrid mentioned.
Flamel?
He's the creator of the Philosopher's Stone.
It's Flamel! It can be argued that this game didn't age well, but its presentation of the wizarding world is nothing to be laughed at. You can fly sweeping brushes, collect wizard cards, save a kitten, murder snails, play music for a dog, beat up a garden, get sat on by an old man, get spat at by a washing machine. I had nightmares about that thing. It captured a universe I was in love with and allowed me to be a part of it. If it wasn't for this game, I might never have gotten into video games, and I might actually be doing something good with my life. So I give Neville Longbottom a...
Look at this one.
Next on our list, we have a free-to-play game with in-game purchases. Out of all the games on this list, this one is the most accessible as it appeals to all demographics. It's your standard point-and-click that operates in response to what the player chooses. This simplicity and freedom, along with its gift for emotional storytelling, renders the player totally vulnerable to the narrative. Every time the game is played, there is a different outcome, and when I say every time, I mean every time. Its butterfly effect mechanic has been compared to games like Until Dawn, and that fucking awful Black Mirror film. It follows the story of a lonely man looking for love in the hopes of filling the void that his parents' separation left in his heart. Follow this man's quest to find a partner who loves him for him. In Tinder. Once Tinder is opened, the player is immediately thrown into the ring of love and forced to battle it out. It operates similarly to Facebook in regards to its profile and messaging system. Photographs of men and women will appear on screen throughout your gameplay. If you like them, swipe right. If you don't, you tell them to get the fuck swipe left. You will match with possible love interests depending on the design of your profile. If you've completed the game's introduction, this should not be a problem. However, numerous issues have been reported where sometimes the player doesn't get any matches at all. And this is entirely the game's fault. Like 100% the game's fault. The developers worked tirelessly to create an authentic experience by incorporating hundreds of NPCs that talk and act like real people with millions of different dialogue options. The work that went into this game is incredible considering it seems so minimal upon first glance, but there's great depth here. It's so deep in fact that I myself have never finished it. Although I've come close, this again is entirely the game's fault. So I'm gonna give Tinder a swipe right. I'd recommend this title to people of all ages, although I would advise that you don't overdo it, as it harbours a frighteningly convincing reality that one can easily get lost in. It's vital to remember that this game is fictitious. The characters are counterfeit. The dialogue is deceptive. If you'd like more information on this title, be sure to check out their Wikipedia page. Wait. Oh fuck. Wait! No! Nintendo Dogs is without a doubt Nintendo's best game. I mean, look, you pet the dog gets happy, this one does a bark. It was revolutionary for its time, and it paved the way for the creation and mass production of the dogs we see today in real life. But then they put cats in a game called Nintendo Dogs, and Nintendo was shut down because it was stupid. Thankfully, a small team of stray beagles decided to take one more look at the franchise. They asked, why don't people like dogs? And came up with two answers. Answer 1, dickheads. Answer B, scared. And why are they scared? Oh my god, Charlie! Because dogs are cokeheads. So the dogs barked in agreement and said, let's make a VR game, so the dogs aren't real and no more scared. Here's an exclusive look at how it plays. This is by far the most fun I've had with anything in my entire life. The headset makes you feel like you're petting a real-life dog. The AI is incredibly responsive, it runs at 300 frames per second, and most importantly, no cats. I give Nintendo Dogs VR 12 out of 10. Nickelodeon made some amazing kids shows back in the day. Well, that's what I heard. I didn't have Nickelodeon growing up, so I watched Dustin the Turkey. Remember that turkey on Eurovision? He was on the telly. It was awful. Ooh, and Sully and Squeak! On the bad days, I'd watch SpongeBob in Irish.
Misha, SpongeBob.
Ní maith SpongeBobíochta as Gaeilge. There was one Nickelodeon show I got to watch when I went over to my friend's house. I fell in love with the show and begged my mum to buy me the video game of it. Christmas came early that year, and there she was. Rugrats Game. Looking at it now, you'd think it was an abomination, but it's crazy how good this game actually was. It could have easily been a mere cash grab, but the developers chose instead to show great respect to the source material. It has all the original voice actors of the show, the character designs are pretty good imitations of their 2D originals, even though they're really horrible and borderline unsettling. And it has millions of different objectives to complete, as well as hundreds of areas to explore. Each mission is based off an episode from the show, and they're all executed brilliantly. The only real letdown to this game is the controls, the jumping in particular. Come on, just up over the... Why? With 3-year-olds as the game's target audience, it does something unique by incorporating horror elements regularly throughout. You got the spooky ghost level, you got the scary lobster bit, you got Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. That bit's very scary. You got the toy bastards, you got the geese, you got the evil tellies, you got the balloons, you got Jurassic Park. Okay, I like that. But most importantly, you got the dog! When you play as Spike, it's your job to make sure you don't drown him in shite, because if you do, you're a monster and I will come for you. So help me God. And look at him, he's great. Not greater than my boys, but a decent contender. Here are my boys. See? All in all, very good, very scary, very dogs. I give Rugrats Game Back in 2002, something magical was born when Mickey Mouse made his son and daughter fuck each other in order to create this incestuous, deformed, cash-grabbing monster baby known as Kingdom Hearts. It shouldn't work. It doesn't make any sense. On the one hand, you've Alvin and the Chipmunks ringing you every 2 minutes. On the other,
I can't believe
this
what
is
I'm
the best thing that's ever happened to
You're too late.
Kingdom Hearts single-handedly birthed the action RPG genre. With a formula stronger than my mum's hatred for my dad, it managed to hook fans to a story that's more convoluted than the shell of a walnut. You got Kingdom Hearts first one, you got Kingdom Hearts second one, you got the sad one, you got the Uno one, you got the Minecraft one, you got King 10 Dogs, you got the Grand Theft Auto, you got Kingdom Hearts 9 3/4, you got Shrek the third. And you think I'm gonna pick one of these? Nope, you are an idiot. There is only one truly perfect Kingdom Hearts game. One that stands out from the crowd. One that best game ever made. Kingdom Hearts Phone. It takes everything good about the series and compiles it into a neat package. You can download it for free, but Square Enix was considerate enough to give the player an option to insert their credit card into the phone while playing, thus allowing the company to just download your money. And it's fun. I mean, look at the gameplay, look at the graphics, look at the story, listen to the music, graphics again, look at your money. Can't afford to eat, where's the story? Where's my money? 5 stars. Warning. The next game is very scary. The Last of Us took the world by storm back in 2013 with its heart-wrenching story about a sad yet sexy man and his lack of daughter. The title acts as a prequel to the film Juno, starring Michael Cera and Ellen Page, with Cera and Page reprising their roles. Everyone thought The Last of Us was the last Last of Us, but The Last of Us wasn't the last Last of Us. It's the first Last of Us that comes before the second Last of Us, but there isn't a third Last of Us. There isn't a third Last of Us as there are only 2 Last of Uses. A duology of Uses, as opposed to a trilogy of Usaluses, fittingly titled The Second Last of Us or The Sophomore of Usalusioluses. Naughty Dog sent me a copy of the game pre-release and asked me to review it as a means of giving fans a taste of what's to come. And let me say straight off the bat, it's good. This is the first ever game where the father-daughter trope takes center stage. Joel still has that need to protect his fake daughter, but this time Ellie is the one protecting him. Joel dies within the first few seconds of the game, but he remains a part of the story doing sign language in the bottom right corner of the screen. Side quests have become a key part in the telling of this story, with my favourite being the karaoke missions given by Simon Cowell, where you must appease hordes of infected with your renditions of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. Stealth remains your best friend here, with the game regularly reminding you that violence isn't always the answer. Action sequences have become smoother with more fluid movements. Your character can now interact with nearly everything in your environment, and combat can now be a spectacle if you allow it, with the incorporation of flashier movesets. Here's an example of a few of my favourites. This sequel certainly surpasses its predecessor with its political commentary, as it opens with two women snogging. It's very progressive, it's very woke. The story is where the title thrives. For the majority of the game you play as Ellie Page, whose goal is to avenge Joel's death by destroying ISIS. Join her and her team of parents and children as they face hardships like playing the guitar, hiding under a car, crouching, sleeping in bathrooms, being a basketballer when they want to be a singer.
I think maybe I could be both.
And watch them lose everything, only to realise that what mattered the most was right in front of them all along. It's the first Last of Us I've ever played, but the last First of Us I'll never play again. So I give the second Last of Us a very good score. Hugh Jackman is the most attractive man to come out of Down Underland. And I know what you're thinking. Justy, Hugh Jackman isn't a video game. And well, yes, you're right, but this isn't Watch Fucking Mojo, this is my list. And you're gonna watch it, because now you're thinking, oh, I really like Hugh Jackman actually. And you're not gonna leave because you wanna know why. Hugh made his acting career breakthrough with his role of Hairman in the original X-Men, and they weren't good. But Hugh, being the absolute saint he is, stuck with them. He played that character for a further 18 years, and he got a Guinness World Record for, and I quote, the longest career as a live-action Marvel superhero. Thanks, Wikipedia. For his final portrayal of Hairboy, he gave what I consider to be the most emotionally compelling performance in a superhero movie. In the film, Logan Paul. Well, maybe not more emotionally compelling than Spider-Man 3. The film sees Hugh in his most vulnerable state yet. His body is failing him, his companions have either passed on or are withering away, and he's just fed up. Shortly into the film, it's revealed to him by pensioner James McAvoy that he has a daughter. Slowly, his outlook on life changes as he now has something to lose. He grows to care for the child so much that he dies, but not before giving her and his character one of the most touching goodbyes in cinematic history.
This is what it feels like.
Hugh then went on to star in High School Musical 4, where he received a Grammy for Best Soundtrack. In order to get this film greenlit, there was a read-through held. It was Hugh and the crew's job to seriously wow Fox Studios with this movie. The day before, however, Hugh had a lump of skin cancer removed from his nose and was strongly advised by his doctors not to sing, as singing would damage the 80 stitches his nose required. The day came around and Hugh got a stand-in singer. He stood centre stage, acted out all his scenes, and stayed silent during the musical moments. But this changed when it came time to sing Bet on It Too, Electric Boogaloo. Risking his own safety, he delivered the most heartfelt rendition of this number I've heard. The lyric, "When I stop and see you here, I remember what all this is for," rings true and makes me proper bawl my eyes out harder than I've bawled since the end of Jack Frost.
I love you so much, Cap.
No. To surmise, he's everything. He's kind, he's sexy, he's emotional, he's talented, he's sexy, he's strong, he's Australian, sexy. So I'm gonna give Hugh Jackman a koala. It's not often that video game stories take inspiration from real-life events, but when they do, there's even more pressure placed on the developers to do the original story justice. There is only one example of this game type done flawlessly. This game offers a unique interpretation of events that transpired before a very famous murder trial. The murder trial of O.J. Simpson's Hit and Run. It depicts O.J. pre-wife murder with him running errands for himself and his local community. The initial tone is quirky with a vibrant colour scheme and a dialogue to match.
Stop it. Get some help.
But it subtly becomes more dark and twisted, representing OJ's transition from American football star to professional wife killer. This game is incredible because of the freedom it gives you, similar to the freedom given to OJ after murdering his wife. It may be nostalgia, but I spent the best years of my childhood playing this game. It took me months to finish it, but when I eventually did, I couldn't put the controller down. I was constantly discovering new references to the TV show. I made it my goal to win every optional race, and I even started making my own fun by inventing missions to do purely for the fun of it. As fun as all these were, there's only one element in this game that kept me coming back. This element not only allows the player to push the boundaries, but to break them. It defies reality and defines imagination. What is this element, you ask? I'll tell you, beating the fuck out of Ralph Wiggum. And the rocket car! I'd fucking die for this game. So I give O.J. Simpson's Hit and Run a life sentence. And here we are, the #1 spot. We had ourselves a journey, didn't we? Now, I put a lot of thought into what game claimed the title of best game ever made, but I couldn't decide. So on that note, thank you for tuning into the Wait. This list showcased a variety of different game styles. There's a point and click, there's a shooter, there's a role-playing game, there's a multiple choice, and there's a racing game. But there's actually one game that utilizes all of these mechanics. Can we get a drum roll, please? And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. The best game ever made is... Fortnite. Fortnite? Oh, fuck off. I hope you all enjoyed this video, the best video ever made. I'm Justy Goes Viral. We went viral.